Hey folks, welcome to Done Deal.
Oh, I'm so full. It's like Thanksgiving didn't end yet. It's still in my stomach.
Oh wow, you have like the extended turkey food, baby.
I have food baby. I'm deaf. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, how are our sound levels tonight? You got music, you got Joe, you got me.
Yep, we're all good.
Yay! First try too. Woo!
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So good evening, everybody, on this wonderful holiday weekend, at least in the States.
Yeah.
I hear Black Friday and Cyber Monday is starting to take a foothold in Canada.
Yes, we celebrate Thanksgiving in October, so we did all this last month, but our retailers have definitely jumped on your bandwagon. Some of them are running Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, so, don't want to miss an opportunity for commercialism.
No, Craig's was talking Boxing Day. What is that?
You guys don't have Boxing Day?
No, never heard of it.
That is December 26th when everybody has their you didn't get it for Christmas sales. And
Oh, okay. I
it's
thought it had
it's
to do with
pretty
like.
much it's pretty much the same as your Black Friday. It's mayhem.
Oh, all right. I thought it had to do with boxing.
No,
Like,
that isn't on your calendar. The
no.
26th as Boxing Day. Oh, that's like there you go. Big Bamboo, our resident wiki.
Oh, there it is. It's observed in Canada, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, Australia. No, we don't have that. We have that. I fucking hate what you got me for Christmas, so I'm returning it day.
Oh, they don't even allow returns here on Boxing Day because the sales are so busy. They don't have time to deal with that. So usually you're not even allowed to process returns until like the 28th, 29th. They'll take 2 days and just try to sell stuff. They don't want their customer service backed up with returns.
Hmm.
So
Well, maybe we should start a tradition here. We'll call it Black Box Day. We'll mix Black Friday and Boxing Day, and we'll call it Black Box.
I like that.
Mm.
Hey everybody.
So
And
tonight,
welcome
guys.
Vaptor. You get to see us live for once. Welcome to the room. Cool, cool.
Very cool. Tonight's going to be kind of a downbeat, well, not a downbeat, but a kind of a slower show. Me and Tiger are exhausted from the week, from Black Friday and everything we were doing, and uh, it's not going to be as fast-paced. And I know it's not a normally fast-paced show, but it's going to be kind of a chill show. We're going to go over everything that went down on Black Friday. Might even talk about a few deals that didn't even have to do with vaping. Just a couple things I saw. It was so incredible. Um, and a lot of rollouts that are coming. All these new mods and Tiger scooped me on quite a few.
I've had my ear to the
And
ground.
um, and some new things coming that are bound to anger some people. Some new RBAs and all kinds of good stuff. So I think we're all gonna just kind of take it easy, have a vape, drink some coffee or soda, if you will,
Oh,
and
sounds like a great plan. Oh, Mount Baker was crashing. Yeah, yeah, I would imagine. Thank you. You guys are very, very kind. I appreciate it.
is their Black Friday still going? Does anybody know? Or are they back to their normal 10% off usually?
Lord Deathbane, what gauge of Canthal do I use to wrap? Totally depends what I'm doing. I have everything from 30 to 26 in my kit. Technically, I even have some 36 and 32 wire kicking around. I might even have 34 if I dig deep enough. So I've got the whole gamut, um, basically to tailor what I want to do.
I use 4 gauge wire and wrap it around a telephone pole,
Alrighty,
and that's how I vape.
run that sucker off a car battery and go to town.
um, what's the difference between Kanthal and Nichrome? I believe Nichrome has nickel in it, right?
Yeah, Canthal is sturdier. Okay, anything you build out of Canthal, you're less likely to pop that coil. But when you have a hot spot, when things are not wicking properly, you can end up with that hot metal taste, the hot canthal. Nichrome, you won't get so much that taste. You'll get a cleaner taste, but it's more delicate. You are more likely to pop a coil. Again, there is better places to use each one. Canthal, ideal for jennies and so on and so forth. Nichrome, better suited for silica builds for drippers and things like that. To be really honest, I never use nichrome.
Yeah, somebody's writing Mount Baker's having a 20% off Cyber Monday sale on their hardware. Mount Baker Vapor's hardware is kind of expensive. I think that's where they make up for their juice. So that 20% is pretty much going to bring them in line with normal prices. Occasionally, they'll have a decent sale on like EVODs or something, but uh, I'm not expecting that to be a big thing. But, you know, who knows? They could drop their prices, or they may have something I missed, but I won't get too excited about it. I'll probably pimp it, but because Mount Baker doesn't ever run more than 10% off. I've tried to get a personal 11% off coupon. I actually met the owners of Mount Baker Vapor a few times, and I tried to get an 11% exclusive VaporJoe's coupon from them, and they said they can't do it. 10 is the most they can do.
Now, to finish the answer for the wire question, you got some non-resistance, resistance, non-resistance wire from Fastech, and it looks black. Yeah, what you've got there is intended for builds like the Ithaca, the Odysseus, the Penelope. What they use is they use a non-resistance lead that doesn't add ohms to your build, okay? If you use just resistance wire for the whole build, you'd add resistance in those long leads that are necessary. So what they do is they create a piece that just the coil is made out of the resistance wire that that measures your ohms, and then the lead doesn't add any. So that's what that's for. I I see no gain in using that in regular drippers or anything else. I like the black and white. What, you guys?
Vaping Chevy, that Fancy Juice deal was incredible. I talked to Fancy Juice the day after the pimp. It was only about 12 hours later. So I think I pimped it at midnight, and I hit him at noon the following day. In 12 hours, he did 1,000 orders. Okay, so 1,000 orders of whatever number per. So I ordered 5, you ordered 15. Stupid said he did 100. I feel bad. I'm gonna want to talk to him when this is all said and done. Um, but I bought 5. I'm gonna send a few boxes up to TT over here, and I mean, you just can't beat it. And by the way, for those who I don't know if I think he ships to Canada. That's a deal I can actually talk about really quick. Let me pull that up. If you haven't looked into this, guys, where are we now? Fancy Juice. There we go. I gotta go pull up the. Where are we here? There we go. Oh, Bam Big Boom's got it. Okay. Oh, it's $20 shipping. Well, buy 100 of them; it'll be worth it. But basically, you get these beautiful 6 ml dropper bottles in the beautiful sachet-looking packaging with the beautiful rope and wax stamp, and also the box for $5. Now the disadvantage is you can't pick your flavors; they're all random. He promises that if you buy a lot, you won't get doubles until you go over his total flavor amounts. But it's an incredible, incredible deal. It's an incredible opportunity to try some juice at a really cheap price because Fancy Juice, frankly, is very expensive. It's very rare for me to ever want to pimp a juice company like this because they're incredibly expensive. But when a deal like this pops, you got to go for it.
Rich, welcome to the room. And KM Braun had a question. Tiger, what's your store? I don't run a store. I'm not a retailer. I don't sell anything, KM Braun. I run a blog, the sister site to Joe's incredibly successful and wildly popular VaporJoes.com in the States. Ours is VaporJoes.ca. I'm going to put it in the room because I'm having trouble stumbling over my tongue. VaporJoes.ca. And we run deals that are available to Canada and international. So we are based in Canada. Oh, that link isn't going to work for you, man. I can't type or talk tonight. There we go. And yeah, we're based in Canada, but most of our deals are available worldwide. Where a lot of Joe's dealing with American retailers are America only.
Right. We try to, Tiger pretty much tries to do an international audience, whereas a lot of my deals are maybe, I would say 25% of my deals are international based. Tiger's is 75% international based, so it helps out the Europeans, the Canadians, Australians, all the other good stuff. Whereas a lot of mine are USA based. But I was gonna say, Tiger, you run a store? Damn, I want to pimp that store.
No, no, no.
Um,
Not at all,
but
Canberra. No worries. Not a noob question at all. Totally fair question.
yeah, I get it all the time. Joe, do you ship here? Do you ship there? I'm like, I don't ship anywhere.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and because of the blogs we run, we're constantly getting inundated by manufacturers that want us to buy 1,000 units of their products, and it's like I don't sell anything. I just tell people about it. I just tell people about all the deals that I would want. Calvin is, you are welcome to post them to either of our groups in, I'll give you the links. In Facebook, there is the VaporJoe's Canada link, and here is the original Deals and Steals. Those are the groups. Oh, no, that's not it. I grabbed the same link twice. I'm just a comedy of errors tonight. Sorry, guys. There we go. There we go. The original Deals and Steals group. So feel free, if you know of a good deal that we haven't found yet, let us know there, and you can let all the readers know as well.
Yeah, we always encourage that. We can't be everywhere all the time, so. I'm sorry here.
The Beatnik. I like the look of the Nemesis too. They are really great, and one of the clones that's come out that's hard to tell in some respects from the original. Really good one-to-one, and I've been delighted with mine, so much so I actually sprung for a second one in brass. Loving it.
Sorry about that. I found a broken link that I had to fix. That was really strange.
Oh, well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay,
Where's
that's
the
fixed.
best deal in pizza?
The best deal in pizza?
That one you got me stumped. That one I would have to look into.
Well, if you're in America, well, if you're in Jersey, it's not Domino's. I'll tell you that. No, Domino's pizza's terrible. Now I gotta find the room. There we go. Vaping Chevy said, well, maybe Vaping Chevy. Oh, somebody just got a Vambo V5 for $28. Where did you get that? Great. Gary WS.
And yes, the VTR kicks ass. I would concur. Vaptor 360. Smooth button when you press it on the side. Well, to be honest, I don't press it on the side. Where it sits for me is perfectly on that little joint right there, and it just depresses beautifully. Now, I have switched mine over to magnets, I'm going to share that post with you. If you're not liking the way your Nemi's working, you might want to try the magnets. That worked out real well for me. Now, 2 of them weren't strong enough. 2 of them, and it could auto fire for me. At the time, I had a pretty heavy atomizer on top though, so that might come into play. But you might need to do what I did and actually use 3 in there. That was the fix.
Now, somebody was telling me that VaporRev sells these 3 for $15.
Now, I think don't quote me on this, but I think theirs are a slightly different size. The ones I'm using are a little smaller. They're working, and they cost me peanuts. You can get 10 of them for $3.90. You know, that'll do, the way I did mine, that'll do 3 mods. If you only find you need 2, you can do 5.
Now, somebody's saying they're silver-plated. Can I ask you a question? There's a spring in the Nemi, right? And even with the magnets, you're still going to use a spring, right?
No, the magnets replace the spring.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because somebody said the magnets won't make any contact. I'm like, no, they complete the circuit, right?
They actually just keep the pin away. They're not part of the circuit.
Okay, so then there
They
is no advantage.
repel to hold
So,
everything apart.
so there's absolutely no reason for them to be silver-plated then?
That's been my understanding, but you know, I'm open to the possibility that I'm missing something, but yeah.
So, all right, so then VaporRevs, they're silver-plated? It's bullshit. Doesn't mean anything.
I never understood what the big deal was about the silver plating myself, but you know, like I say, I'm open to the possibility I was missing something. Oh, makes them stronger, TVV is saying. And yes, the magnets are very brittle. To be honest, when I got mine, I had a little bit of trouble splitting them apart. I held the stack in my hand and I would push one off the top of the stack with my thumb, and it was not easy. They're strong. At one point, I ended up with more than I needed separated from the pile, and I kind of put them together corner to corner and let them snap shut together. I broke one. When they snapped shut, there was one in the pile then that was all shattered all the way around. So do beware, they will break.
Okay, somebody's saying that they're not, you know what, they look like they've gotten different ones now. They're still expensive. I'm at VaporRev right now. They're $10 now. They're not silver plated and they're $10, but still $10? Give me a break. Ridiculous. Somebody wants what's the actual price of a SmokeTech Magneto? I have no idea. You mean like vendor cost or what you should pay for it?
Well, TX girl, give him my blog link. By all means.
I've seen the Magnetos as low as $39.99. $34.99. That's a really good price. But if you can get them in the mid-40s, it's a good price. They also have a few more. They had a few more. They had the Magneto, they had the Galileo, and then they have another one. Stupid. Was just describing the tip I won in the channel. Stupid. I don't know. I was told by a bunch of people you were making very rude comments, and I saw one rude comment, and yeah, that's why you were banned. Just letting you know. I have other mods looking out. So let's get to some deals, shall we, baby?
Sure thing.
Alright. We also have my internet connection working. There we go. You want to start with DSV? Because he's the first on the list.
Who?
I mean, why do I keep calling him Dark Side Creations? Why do I say DSV for? No idea. You want to start with Dark Side?
Sure. Let me grab some.
No, I was right. DSV. DSV Creations.
I thought you said DS Vapes, and I didn't know who the heck you were talking about.
Yeah, DSV.
Well, it's DSC because the company is Dark Side Creations.
Oh, because you have DSV Creations in your post.
Oh, you know what I do?
And it's dsvcreations.com, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so so let's put this in here. Here's the link. Oh, Big Bamboo's got it.
There we go. All right. Well, something exciting happened this week here in Canada. We had a new and not new juice maker come online finally. For those of you who know my co-host on Friday nights, Corey, also known as Dark Side Vapor, he is a very accomplished and skilled juice maker. He has been doing this for quite some time, going on 2 years really, and he's got a knack for, blending really well crafted flavors, and nothing gets out there until he's happy with it. So I can't recommend this stuff enough. I will say, well, he was under so much pressure to get the stuff out there. The site is still a little rough, still under construction. Don't let it scare you. The juice is fabulous and well worth, the extra little, hassle at the site. For those of you outside of Canada, not set up yet to take credit card payments online, what you'll need to do is give him an email address in your order comments. He's going to email you with payment instructions. So, one little extra hoop to jump through, rest assured it is worth it. You will not regret it. Good stuff. Most of my ATVs, it seems, my all-day vapes seem to come from his line. So.
Now, what's your favorite from him? Your absolute favorite. You got to pick.
Well, he has some of his juice is available at other Canadian retailers as well, but now he has launched his own site, which he'll be doing lots of flavors from. One of the ones I'm crazy about is TygerTyger. That one's currently available at Maple Leaf Vapes. It's an orange cream ice cream, really rich and creamy, wonderful, with a licorice twist. Lately, I have been vaping. I built my Nimbus dripper. I built this finally, and it is awesome. I've been dripping G Money and Shaky Pudding in here, two of them from the pudding lines, and really rich, really complex, yummy flavors. The Shaky Pudding especially is so complex, I can't begin to tear it down. Just trust me, it's good. Um, oh gosh, I'd have to go to the site to make recommendations. Oh, BC Blast. Oh, delicious. An orchard fruit blend that just, I don't get tired of that one. I haven't gotten to try the bloody orange yet, but he's been telling me about it and it makes my mouth water. It's going to be a little bit of a spicy orange with a creamy back note to it.
Uh,
Um,
Now, is TygerTyger his creation?
yes, it is.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. It's one of my faves.
Fuzzy Peach is awesome. The gummy bottles are great. I'm just going through now. Peach Chiller. Oh, nom nom nom. Perky Pom Pom, another one that's just, it's hard to get tired of it. It's a nice one to come to when you're sort of sick of everything else. That just kind of restarts your palate. Half-Life, very, very flavorful. You gotta love the anise absinthe vapes for that one. Horny Green Fairy is really good too. Again, notes of absinthe in there, but the citrus really pops on that one. Um, yeah, you kind of can't go wrong. Go through if something appeals to your flavor profile and your usual flavors that you enjoy. Odds are you're gonna love it.
Somebody says I got to try the PB&J. Yeah, I haven't had that one yet.
It is exactly like the taste of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich minus the bread. It's exactly what it says it is. And this is one of the things he's so skilled at. When he says a flavor is something, it's going to be exactly that. Watch for new lines in his flavors to be coming out. He is currently in development on a special line of juices optimized for use in your Jenny style atomizers. It's going to work really well in there. And another line optimized for dripping atomizers. So, flavors that just work really well in those style of vapes, because if you've ever vaped a Jenny, you know some flavors just don't come through. They just don't work. Where in a Pro Tank, they're really, really flavorful. So he's solving all those problems for us, and just watch for that site to get better and better. There's going to be hardware coming online too, so you can place, an order and get everything you need in one stop.
That is pretty terrific. Good stuff. So yeah, check him out. I'm sure you guys are gonna like everything that he has to offer. I usually hear nothing but good things about him.
Oh yeah. Now don't. You know what? I might be mistaken because the blood orange is the one I haven't tried, and I'm just reading the description on it now, and he's not mentioning cinnamon in there. So I might have gotten my wires crossed on that one. I'll have to talk to him again. Also, Labitnik, don't let the cinnamon thing scare you. Even Mount Baker themselves have now brought their cinnamon flavors back online. It seems like that was a great big, um, you know, premature move, a tempest in a teacup, if you will.
Just organizing El Windows here. Gotta get back on your side. Good.
I vape cinnamon Labitnik. There are some of them that are really, really strong that seem to kind of take my breath away. I take a hint from that. If something takes my breath away and kind of makes me labor to breathe when I'm vaping it, it might just be a little too much. Some of my really hot cinnamons, I enjoy them, but I enjoy them the way I enjoy a cigar, where I'm just puffing on it, enjoying the flavor, and not really inhaling. So, use your discretion.
Now, do you want to talk about maybe some of the rollouts that happened this week?
I would love to. I was really excited about the rollouts.
Now, do you
Um,
want to talk about the biggest one of them all?
I'm going to start with the most recent.
The one, this, what is it called? This starts with an S.
They're calling it either the S2000 or the SMAP. Oh, SMAP.
Now, I'm looking at this thing, and now it comes, is that a Jenny on top of it?
No, actually, it is an atomizer that operates the way a Pro Tank does, with a replaceable bottom coil. At least that's
Okay.
what they've got in the kit. But the mod itself is a 510 connection, so you can put whatever you want on there when you get right down to it. It's an 18650 tube, and what they've done is the outer tube is a relief cutout with a world map on it. Underneath is an anodized tube, it appears. Some of the pictures show a shiny chromed gold tube, so there's obviously going to be different options coming out, but so pretty. So such a different look, and it was kind of exciting because it was like, wow, China came up with something original. This is unique and something different.
They, I was telling Tiger when she was showing me this, I'm like, they look, at first I'm like, what am I looking at? And this is bottom, what now I'm looking at is bottom firing too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
At first I'm looking at it, I don't know what to say. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that is a map, isn't it? And then I'm like, that's really cool. And then I'm like, well, it's kind of kitschy. Then I'm like, it's really cool. And then I go back and forth on it. And I think I like this. You know what? I can't tell you which one I like the best, the silver or the gold. I think the gold shows the map better, or the brass. What makes the map look better?
Well, I think it's personal taste. The one that really caught my eye at first was the silver over the blue, but then I started to warm up to the gold. It's like they're also showing the silver over gold in some of the pictures I found. So, we'll have to wait and see what actually makes it across the pond. But
Now, wait a minute. That tube in there, that's not a battery I'm looking at? That's the actual tube the battery sits in?
that's right.
Oh, I thought the battery was exposed the whole time.
No,
Like a Tesla.
there's an inner tube and an outer tube.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very well thought out. I'm curious I'm going to be curious to see how this is either a sizzle or I call it a sizzle or a fizzle. It's going to be one of the two. It's going to blow up or it's not going to do anything.
Well, I expect this one to get some attention.
Yeah,
because
it's very different. Now we just need one in purple. You know what's coming.
well, if it's purple you're after, we can help you out on a different one. I'll
Well,
show
I was gonna.
you the other one that came out this week that was kind of exciting, another rollout.
Yeah, these are absolutely stunning.
When I saw this, I knew it was going to be big because, let me be blunt, I don't even like pipes. I've never been a pipe fan. They just don't excite me. I know they're really popular with a huge faction of the vaping community. I just don't happen to be part of that. When I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, there's 4 colors I want. So, um, and yeah, that's been getting a ton of attention. I've got vendors telling me they've already gotten them on order since they saw this post, and they are coming as fast as they can get them. So,
I want the green, silver, black, red, and blue.
oh, just about, just about. I love the green, the purple, and the blue and the red.
Now, if you guys don't know about pipes very often, I mean, there's a few pipe modders out there like ePipe mods. Now, if you don't know how the pipe mods work, usually you buy the base. That's just the head with the button. You get nothing else, and it costs you 150 bucks.
Mhm.
Then you have to buy the pipe stem, which is another 20 bucks, and then you have to buy whatever you're going to put on it for another 20 bucks. So it can be very expensive. Now, of course, these aren't wood or acrylic. They're probably anodized aluminum. But it comes with everything: the pipe stem, the cardo portion, and the main body of the unit. But I'm saying these are going to cost roughly $35 because the vendor cost on these, if you're a decent vendor buying like 100 of them, it's going to be like 20 bucks. So
Mhm.
I figure 35 is a fair price, and I just think they're great. And that button on top looks great. It's not that chunky, hunky button that all the other ones have.
Now, Bailey, is asking you can't buy from Alibaba. You can. Now, Alibaba is intended. They are. They're a wholesale place. Okay. Vendors put their stuff on there with the intention that they are selling to retailers. Okay. So what you'll find is people will get together and do group buys, but a group buy is kind of like doing a pre-order. You've got to pay all of your costs up front and then you wait. And you wait until they service that order and ship it, and the co-op organizer gets them, packages them, and reships them. I'm not saying it's not an idea that works very well when needed, but there is something to be said for waiting for the retailers to get it, because then you have someone to deal with. If you have a problem with an item you bought on a co-op, you have a problem. End of story. If you're dealing with a retailer, you have someone to go back to who's going to look after you. So, not pushing you in any direction. I've participated in co-ops. I know many in the room have and had good experiences. The one I was involved in, unfortunately, and through no fault of the runner, went really long. Like, it was months before we had our product, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So if you're willing to take that chance and be that patient, co-ops can work very well for you. But for most people, I would recommend dealing with a reputable vendor.
Yeah, co-ops are they're like gambling. You have good chances, of course. Most go to those good co-op groups. The most 99% of the time they come through, but there is always a chance.
On Facebook, search for Land of Vape Co-ops, and you'll find, we can't vouch for everybody in there, but the people I've seen running stuff, and the ones that I have been involved with, good experiences. The people running them are totally, totally reputable and decent. And
Okay.
yeah, Vapetastic Jim, the way they're showing these right now is that it is a complete kit. You can see they're showing it with a little case there, 2 batteries, a little wall charger, and that atomizer that you can kind of see in there. That atomizer supposedly works like a Pro Tank in some of the, or rather, no, I'm mistaken. The Pro Tank one was the S-Nap. This one appears to be more like a VV. It appears to have a top coil. Don't quote me on that. But I mean, the beauty of it is you're looking at an atomizer that's between your 510 connector and a drip tip. My full intention is to try putting one of these when I eventually do get one in there, because I think that's going to look wicked in there. So that's what I'll be trying.
Yeah, I'm stoked for these. I cannot wait for them to come out. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have one like in every room. I'm gonna have my Gandalf moments, and I'm gonna watch Lord of the Rings while I vape one off the days.
Well, I just hope they come in, in time. I need that green one for St. Patty's Day. That's all.
That is really, really cool. That's really, really awesome. Another good rollout that just popped. Now this one is going to be controversial because we're going to get into some shit here. We're going to start talking about some stuff.
Oh, it's gonna get real.
About the shit's about to get real. This is the Aqua baby, the Aqua clone. Now, um, people, people have been having this. We as promoters. I mean, that's what me and Tiger are. We're promoters. We promote the latest, the greatest, and the controversial. We're not afraid of controversy. The Aqua clone. Now, I've been saying for months now, and it was kind of confirmed to me by specific people in Hangouts that there are insiders slash mod traders. I mean, not mod traders, mod makers working and on the payroll of China. Okay. Now, there are people blaming us, me and Tiger, and blaming other people for these clones, when in fact it's actually the people double dipping and working both sides of the fence that are creating these clones. So what happens is they make the $250 on the high-end side, and then they make the $15 on the replica side. Now, I'm not saying the people who make the Aqua are working for tobacco. I'm just saying that who's ever giving them these plans has access to this information and would have to be very close to these people, because the Aqua was cloned before the Aqua came out. The Origin was cloned, which is the mod built for this atomizer, was came out before they came to market. So now, who has access to this information?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Tiger doesn't. The average person in the street doesn't. Only people who have access are very people who are close to the mod makers or the mod makers themselves. And some people are saying that these clones are so close that they're actually the real deal. And they're sometimes, on occasion, messed with a little bit to make it look like they're a clone when they're actually the real deal.
Texas girl wants to know, is the laser etched Nemesis clone on Fast Tech Tobacco? We had a bit of a chat about that the one day, and somebody actually wanted me to post a picture of the box mine came in. Based on that, they were quite certain that the one I had, at the very least, and I'm not saying everything they have is the same, but the one I received appears to be an H cigar.
So, okay. I had to blow my nose. I didn't want to show that.
Now, Lebeatnik says they'd be happy to rock a Nemesis clone with an Aqua. Have you seen the mod that matches the Aqua perfectly? Now, what was it called? That just
Origin.
came out. Origin, thank you. I keep wanting to go back to Astro, and it's like, it's not the Astro. What is it? The Origin mod. And they look like they're made for each other.
Yep.
So,
absolutely beautiful, stunning. Um, the if you look at the pins on these things, even the firing pin, how thick and heavy and just nice, beefy this mod is. I stopped buying mechanicals at Fast Tech because I just have too many. I actually bought this one. This one is really nice. I'm completely impressed by it. Um, there's nothing bad I can say about it, unless you get it and it's a hunk of shit, which I doubt is the way it looks. But there it is.
It's got that detailing at the top there that perfectly matches the aqua. So they are
Now let me
totally.
ask you, baby, bottom of that button. Is that how you adjust the bottom pin? Is that decoration? Is it
I'm not sure. I'll have to get one or talk to someone who knows more about it than
locking
I do,
ring
to be
maybe?
really honest. It's possible that that might be some sort of locking mechanism. Now, they didn't actually mention any such uh, um, mechanism in the write-up for it. So I'm just not sure. This is one I don't know enough about to comment.
All right, somebody says it turns it off. Okay,
Oh,
that so it's
so
actually an
in
off button from
essence,
the
it's
other
a
one.
lock.
Huh,
Breaks the ability to make a connection. Okay,
cool,
cool.
very cool. Thank you for that info. Now I know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Texas
it's
girl, for your question, was mine received after October 1? Hit me up on Facebook. That's a question I'll have to go to my uh, mail to answer for you. So I'm not able to do that right now.
so what I was saying on I touched on it on Enemy too. If somebody starts pitching you about Clone Wars and Replica Wars and this is cloned and you should only buy real, frankly, and I'm sorry I'm going to curse, tell them to shut the fuck up because they don't know what they're talking about anymore. All this is about now is which mod makers are working for China. That's what this is about now. I'd be like, you know what? When you tell us which mod makers are working for China, then we can have the discussion about the Clone Wars.
Oh, Astro Sweat. We're just changing it up. This is my Black Friday look. So
Yeah, she looks sexy in black and white, I think.
I feel all retro.
And Raptor, it's funny because you're like, the King mod is a replica of the Chi Yu. Right, but the original King mod is expensive. So, um, and the Russian is a replica of the K-Fun. But that's okay because they're expensive.
Yeah.
See,
The,
I'm sorry, baby, go on.
well, the King mod just made me laugh because it is really a rip of the Chiyu. And they used a public domain graphic on it that, isn't licensed in any way. And then when the clone of that came out, cry in the blues. It's ridiculous.
I agree completely. And, if the reason why some of these, like the Russian, nobody bitches at the Russian for cloning the K-Fun because the Russian's expensive. So it's more about price than it is quality, or even though the Russian is good quality. If that Russian was $27, everybody would hate it. But the fact that it costs you, $90, $100, it's like, oh, it must be cost. That's okay. That's a good one. That's a Russian one. That's how it works.
Well, there are situations where you get what you pay for. I'm not going to, lie about it. I've got clones and stuff on my desk that the original, there's a difference. Threading is better. The material, the grade of metal used in the original is better. There are differences. What we're finding is as time goes on and as we're looking at different things, the differences in some cases are getting smaller and smaller and subtler and subtler. Now, here's a case in point that I would love to share. This is not this week's deal. This is kind of old news, but I spoke to someone this week who received this in the mail. They've been using it and they are thrilled. This is a very discerning vapor. This is someone who can afford and has beautiful high-end devices. They bought themselves the stainless steel JM Mech Mod
Oh
clone
yeah. Hmm.
kit, and I was told on no uncertain terms that if they had paid $150 for this kit with all tubes, they would still have thought they've got a great value in their hands. It's
Yes, and this.
less than 20. Now, the one caveat is the spring is crappy. He said straight up, you're going to want to replace the spring. Do that, and you've got a hell of a mod in your hands.
Uh, and I'll be honest. The person who said this to me, well, to us, both of us, um, he has access to everything and can get most things at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when this particular vapor went from vaping normal stuff to rebuildables. He had, he had his Icarus and he had his Kerfanis this, and he had everything he wanted at a drop of a hat, no questions asked, money's no object.
Mm-hmm.
And he got this, and he said, I can't believe it.
Yeah, raved about it for several minutes, and yeah, the actual quote was that if he'd have paid $150 for this, he'd still think he got a great value. So, needless to say, there's one in my cart right now. And they also have this kit available in a chromed finish. Now, you ran that one, Joe. Do you have that link handy for the chromed finish if you prefer the shiny to the flatter stainless steel?
I have to find it. This is called the Jam, right?
Mm-hmm. And the nice part about this is you can see in the picture it comes in a nice little boxed kit. You get all the tubes, so whatever battery size you enjoy using, or if you want to use it in 350 mode to take out, so it's just nice and tiny, you can do that. Run it in 650 mode at your desk. You've got all the options right in the box.
Right. I put in the chromed version. It's slightly cheaper, obviously, because it's not stainless. It's chrome plated brass. But if you want, if you have shiny-itis, then go for that. Also, if you look at the 510 connector on it, it's nice. It's thick. It looks like it's going to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. It's not the ego connector. The rebuilders have grown to hate.
Chili dog, I'm eyeing up the Origin. I just don't know if I'll go for it. I mean, I would love when they come out with some of these things to just say, yes, please, one of each. You can't. I mean, I'm on a budget too, which is why this is such a passion for me. Running the blog is just a natural extension of what I was already doing. I am cheap. I like to save a buck everywhere I can. I was a total budget vapor. I still am. I watch my pennies and I try to get the best deal I can in all respects. So, even though you'd like to have one of each, we have to make decisions somewhere along the way. So we'll see. The Origin does look great and I'm hearing great things about it. Now, in terms of replacement springs, there are springs available on Fast Tech. We'd need to find out the size. I'm reserving comment on that until I'm able to get it in my hands and see what I'm dealing with and see what works for me. If the magnets I got for the Nemesis work in this, I will be converting it to magnet just like TX Girl was talking about for sure. So I'll let you know as soon as I know more. So Joe.
Sorry, I went off cam for a second. My cat needed attention. Okay, sorry about that.
Well, have you got anything for us you want to talk about?
Sure, give me 1 second. I got thrown off my game. Just 1 second. Let's see here.
Dominator, you're the second person this week looking for replacement glass for the Pulse G. I'm not knowledgeable enough yet about the size of that tank. I've been hard-pressed to find solid specs anywhere, so I'm not sure what to recommend.
Okay. ProTank 2 Minis, actually. Let me put the link in the room. 101 Vape is running ProTank 2 Minis for $11.95. They're actually a pretty good deal. These are the removable drip tip ProTank 2 Minis. They absolutely rock. I love these. Now, I know a lot of people aren't into the mini version because, well, they're ego-threaded and they don't hold as much liquid, but I take these out with me. If I have an ego, I put the ProTank Mini on top of it because I can take. I don't like taking big hunky chunky mods out with me. I take one of these with me, and we're going to be talking about this in a little bit. Um, and with the ProTank 2 or the original ProTank Mini, pop it in my pocket. I'm good to go. I can vape my fluids, my cinnamons, my citruses without any problems. And plus, this one has a removable drip tip. Comes with, I believe, 3 heads, which is 1 inside, 2 extra, and then the beauty ring. And everywhere I looked, they were all $17, $15, $14, and 101 has them for $11.95. It's a great buy.
Moggy, you're asking about the magnets. Yeah, as Texas Girl said, I did get them. They're working great in mine. Here's my nemesis. When I set it up with the magnets, I had a real heavy atomizer on top. I found with just 2 magnets opposing in there, it could auto fire when I set it down if I didn't lock it. Now, it's not necessarily a bad idea to lock it if you're setting it down anyway, but I wanted that safety of not worrying about that, even if that meant a slightly stiffer throw. So I ended up using, there's not enough room for 4. If you use 4, it's too snug. 3 works. 2 opposing against 1 gave me just the resistance I need. I can set this down, it'll never auto fire, and it's still a nice easy vape. So
Now, speaking of nice, easy vape, did you run these?
sorry, Joe, I don't know what you got there.
This is the ego-threaded G5
No,
XL9 500 billion, whatever the name of these are.
no, that's a GSH5, and the ego threaded one is the C GSH5 3. I did not run the ego threaded version, just the 510 version.
All right. Well, I think we should
Is
just
that
throw
all
it
right?
up. Yeah, I'm gonna go look for it. I forget the
Oh,
name of it. Is it the
no,
G?
no,
What is
never
it
mind.
called?
If you're just looking there, I can find it for you. I thought you might have it on your blog, was what you were getting at.
No, you're the one who ran them. Your search does not work for me for some reason.
The search only brings up older stuff if it's current. For some reason, it won't find it yet. Generally, if it's the current month, that search won't find it. I've got to find a different alternative for the site. But there are the ego-threaded GSH files.
Oh, okay. Well, now I got these. These come in different forms though. These come in an ego threading. They come in a CE2 and a 510, and they're $2. These are some of the best BCCs you're going to get for $2. I was blown away. I bought 5 of them. I just wanted to see what was up. They're cheap, whatever. $2. They use ProTank heads. The entire unit itself is made of plastic, and the base is metal. Like I said, they come in Ego 510 or CE4. They rock, and I mean they rock. You buy 10 of them. I mean, these are just wonderful. And the head that came in this, which is I guess a faux ProTank head, works like a charm, and they can use if you are a person who must have ProTank heads. They take regular ProTank heads.
Now, I did see someone mention Health Cabin with a cheaper price. Health Cabin's great. I've ordered from them, not in quite a while, to be honest. Bear in mind, they're going to get you on the shipping. So, compare. Now, if you're putting in a big order with Health Cabin, it may end up worthwhile, but they're not doing free shipping the way Fast Tech does. So, figure out the whole cost to you before you make a decision.
And they just work. I just keep hitting this. I'm not getting any dry hits.
Now, I found the same thing. Someone just mentioned Health Cabin takes longer. I found the same thing, but it's been so long since I ordered from them. Maybe they've sped up since then. Maybe things have changed. But I found Health Cabin I could count on a month's wait for my location. Fast Tech, I've had stuff in 10 days. Now that's not the norm, but I have had stuff in 10 days. I've had stuff actually inside 10 days when something's really, really rocking. Fast Tech, I'll usually expect for my area 3 weeks. They've come in under that a lot of the time, but if I bank on 3 weeks, I'm about right. For some reason, all the way across the continent from me, Joe gets his orders first. So
Yeah, I get them. Fast Tech on average is 8 to 10 days for me. I've got them in as little as 6. Certain things come quicker than others. We do forget that Fast Tech is not only a e-cig seller. The majority of their sales actually come from knives, flashlights, tablets, cell phones. So when you go there, they have other cool stuff there. So I bought a couple knives, a multi-tool, a bunch of other stuff, and they came really, really quick. But buy these. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. I gave one to Smokey, and Smokey doesn't really. He likes his cardos or his rebuildables. He's loving this thing. I get that a lot. Savage Man, they probably scurry around when we place an order. Trust me, Fast Tech has no idea who I am. They have no clue. I wish they did. Because then I'd be like, listen, get this, get this, get this, get this. So,
I
did you
cleared
want to...
30S. Is that a hot, harsh vape? No, and no. I mean, I suppose you could just turn up your voltage until you achieved a hot arch vape if you really want to, but I've been using mine on my VTR since it showed up and I love it to bits.
Now, speaking of...
Let me get you the jam.
Trying to... When did this come out? Did the Caravella come out last week, or is it this week?
That was pretty recent. I think that was this week, in fact.
Because I think we should talk about your Caravella.
All right, let's do. Let me get back to the feature screen. We will grab a screen region here so the folks at home can see what we're talking about. Another one with the markings. There we are. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot to move that. There we go. Can't move it from where I captured it. Now, I mean, we've been talking about clones, we've been talking about copies, we've been talking about possibly leaked information. Joe and I have made no secret of the fact that, we'd probably be a little bit more comfortable talking about the clones if they didn't go to the trouble of putting other modders' names on and stuff like that in the possibility that it's the same person. I guess it's not as big a deal. We don't know. What I can tell you is this one does have the signature etchings and so forth. $22, and you get all the tubes.
Big Man Boom, your link wasn't wrong. It was just it's the Caravella, but she has the deal for the one with all the 3 tubes on it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
had the one for the single tube.
So, folks, you got both links there in the room. The cheaper one, of course, with the single tube, and if that's all you need, then that's all you need to pay. If you want the option of having all 3 tubes for an extra $8, you can do that.
Right, and I'm hearing again good things about this. The problem some vendors are having, even the ones who sell the clones, is Fastech's actually picking them up faster than they're getting them, and it's frustrating them. But again, not everybody can afford to wait so long. Somebody will pay the premium to get them now. And I'm certainly sometimes a person who's impatient. I don't buy certain things from Fast Tech only because I want them now. Things like Kangaroo Pro Tank heads and stuff like that. Because by the time I'm buying Pro Tank heads, I need them now, and I'm not waiting 8 or 10 days to get them. If I know I may need them soon, I'll order the X. I call them the X10 heads because that's what their version of the Pro Tank heads are, and they're actually pretty good.
Good question in the room. There was already an answer to it, but I'm going to answer it on this so that it is in the recording as well. Mids wanted to know if the Pro Tank replacement coils for the regular size Pro Tank will work in a Pro Tank Mini. Yes, absolutely. Pro Tank is Pro Tank when it comes to the replacement coil heads. The standard ones work in the Mini. It's not a different head.
Right. All Pro Tank heads are interchangeable except for the Pro Tank 3, because the 3 uses a completely different coil. So Pro Tank, Mini Pro Tank, Pro Tank 2, Mini Pro Tank 2, and Unitank all use the same heads.
And Savage Man has mentioned that it works in an EVOD as well. Exactly. And there's a lot of atomizers now coming out that are based on the Pro Tank design, such as the K2, which is at my desk. There we go. K2 right there. That also uses a Pro Tank head. So there's lots of stuff out there that use them. They're a great investment. Have lots of Pro Tank heads on hand because you have so many places to use them now.
Right. I just bought like 20 from Fast. I got them in today. They work great. Somebody said EVODs too. That's true and it's not true. You need EVOD version 2 to use Pro Tank heads.
Okay. Well, I've been lucky then because I use them completely interchangeably at my place.
Right.
Never had a problem.
God, I'm loving this little thing. It's the funniest thing. I got a gorgeous rebuildable right here. Oh, no, guys, you didn't even notice. I'm vaping on a rebuildable, everybody, of all the things.
Check it out.
I went to a vape meet, and I wanted, I got a real Kraken, and of course the Poldiac that Tiger bought for me. And I said, you know what, if I'm going to start rebuilding, let's do it on something that's hardcore. So I had Nitro build me a coil at the vape meet, and it's working phenomenally. Phenomenal. This is at now 0.8 ohms. Works great. Just works wonderful. Still getting used to direct lung inhaling. Still not quite as good as Tiger at it. This girl can, she pushes out cotton.
Oh, not quite. There's folks putting me to shame, but we do all right.
No, it's just a single coil. You know what? I'm having a hard time, direct lunking a single coil. So.
Oh, well, thank you, Texas girl. I'm touched. Likewise to you.
But
And Nilo, I'm going to refer your question to Joe because he's got a finger on the pulse more so than I do of what's going on with American vendors. Where is the current best deal on Pro Tank heads, Joe?
well, with Black Friday running around, I'm gonna have to say, and I want to see if this is valid. If you want authentic Pro Tank heads from Kanger, with a good choice of ohms too. I just want to make sure. $4.79 at Hoosier Vapes. It's about as cheap as you're going to get it. I'm going to put a link in the room. Now, mind you, this is America only. This is just to answer the question. That is the link, and then the coupon code is BF20, which will give you 20% off that price, which brings it down to about $4.79 per 5. So under $1 a piece, which is, always want to look under $1 for any kind of replacement head for anything is always good. And plus with the choice of the ohms, everything, there's 4 different choices, 1.8, 2.2, 2.5, 2.8. Good for everything. So have at it.
Blitzed on Life was still talking about the K2, talking about how the glass is protected. Now the K2 isn't actually glass, but it is smart. Now, I don't know. I keep tapping on it and it sounds like glass to me, but we're told it's not. So, you won't want to throw a tank cracker in here right away, but I just dropped you a link in the room. They came out in silver, but this month they introduced them in colors too. So they've got some really nice, bright, anodized, lively colors available for that one. It's a nice little atomizer. Free range cotton, omnipotus. I don't know. I know you want to be careful. Don't just grab any old cotton balls from the drugstore because a lot of cotton balls are not made of cotton. They are made of synthetic fibers, and you don't want to go there. Make sure what you're getting is real 100% cotton. And some of those cosmetic problems are chemical treated. I recommend caution, and I haven't used a lot of that kind of stuff yet. I haven't really delved into that. I think when I do, I will be boiling mine just because I'd rather take that extra time and effort and feel a little more safe about it. Texas Girl, that is an excellent option, the 100% sterile cotton. That's another good one. My cotton builds, and someone had asked a while back, I apologize for not getting to that question, was I using cotton? I do. I've started using that both in the fogger and the Russian that I've built. Love the vape. I'm using cotton yarn. So I haven't tried just the loose cotton fiber yet. And Q-tips, I think I'd be leery of because I'm concerned about the possibility of that being chemically treated again. And I don't know, so it's just something I would be uh,
Right.
cautious about.
Also checking out another deal, and they're actually pretty good.
Jim
That's
Jim says they have earwax on them. Well, I highly recommend against using the used ones. Let's start there.
oh,
And Scary says the peaches and cream yarn. That's essentially what I use. What I'm using is actually a Bernat Handicrafter. And I've been very happy with that. I take my lengths of yarn and I'll just put it in a little pot. I'll boil it for 10 minutes, wring as much of the water out as I can, arrange it loosely on a baking sheet, and throw it in the oven at a moderate temperature until it's nice and dry, bake dry, and then into a clean Ziploc bag it goes, and I'll just use it from there.
now you ran because I'm looking at a deal that you ran for Exhale Vapors,
Mm-hmm.
the AGAT2.
Oh, that was a good buy. Now, the only trouble is I'm just not sure if he still has stock on that. We'll have a quick look here.
He does. He does.
Really? Okay, well then that's a killer deal. Uh, one of my favorite Addies. It's just a mainstay in my kit. They are tried and true and they work so well. It's pretty much, I mean, I started on the China Dids. That was my first rebuild. But you could really say I cut my rebuilding teeth on AGAT2s. And when you can get one for 13 bucks, that is absolutely cat's pajamas.
What?
Cat's
The cat's
pajamas,
pajamas?
Joe. That means good.
The cat's pajamas. So,
Yeah.
so when something's good, can I be like it's the tiger's pajamas?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that.
No, no, no. I'm gonna say it's the tiger without the pajamas.
Oh.
But yeah, at 13 bucks, it's super cheap.
Mhm.
The lowest I've ever seen for an Agate 2. There's a lot of questions. Can you do a dual coil on Agate 2? I don't think so. Can you?
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
you can.
It requires a little bit of adjustment. Let me see if my camera is going to pick up what we got going on here. I've got a single coiled one to show you. There, okay, come on now. Is it going to give us the detail? Not so much. Okay, you're going to have to take my word for it. What I'll do is I'll go over to my picture and I'll try and point out what I'm talking about. Over here, behind this post and next to this screw, you've got a wick hole back there. That's where your normal Jenny build happens, okay? Your steel wick goes in there and it connects to the center post and negatively to this screw. On this side, you have a setup for a silica build. If you're not going to use that, grab a pair of pliers, grab this post firmly, and just twist it out. It's press fit, friction fit, and it gives you a second wick hole with which you can do a second build. Voila, dual wicking.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I did not know. I did
You
not know that.
betcha.
So for $13, get your booty over there and buy them. And I'm going to show you another great deal he has there. I was just, this is another one I was looking at. This is a dripper though. This is, it'd be awesome if I put the right link in there. If you're into drippers, somebody just asked where to buy the Agate 2. We just put it in the room for you.
Let me grab it again, no problem. We can do that for you.
Okay, there goes. Big Bam Boom's on it.
Of course. Thanks, Big Bam. All right, it's done.
The next thing I saw at Exhale, which was phenomenal, was this. If you're a dripper though, it's the Ude iGo W4. These are the latest and greatest version of the iGo drippers. Again, you have to be into drippers to really enjoy this. It's triple post, so you can do dual coil builds. I've seen them. I don't understand what the point of that weird phallic-looking top on it's for.
Yeah, they've flared it in this latest version, and it's kind of a little odd.
But Smokey has it. He loves it. I don't own one of these yet. I'm gonna wait for the non-phallic version to come out. And but those who use it love it. So that's why I'm I put it up, because normally they're like $20, $19, $17, but for $12.98 on a regular buy, you don't even need a coupon. It's great. It's a great buy for those who want your builds, your dripping builds. I just found another great deal on his site. I'm not even unbelievable.
Deals on the fly.
Yeah, and here's just one real quick one. I'm looking at it. Here's an ohm meter. These are the ohm meters with the battery built into it for $11. These are the gray ones with the rechargeable battery built into it that you can use a USB to recharge. It's $11. That may be something you want to run, Tiger. It's a great deal.
Alrighty, let me share a picture with the folks at home.
It's a great deal. I'm gonna have to really take a hard look at XL. I haven't really looked that hard lately because unfortunately the owner's father passed away, and he was really out of the scene for a long time. We used to use him a lot, and then after his father passed away, he pretty much had to take a time off. He took a couple months off, and then he just came roaring back after the grieving process, and now he's back with on a mission. So I'm gonna have to really take a harder look at his site on a regular basis now. Mickey's Vaping. Joe, what's a good rebuildable tank that you recommend? That Agate 2 for $13 is a mainstay in the rebuilding community. As far as easy build, Tiger uses, I don't know how many you have.
I've got 3 of them, not all in use, but yeah. I am really excited about, but unfortunately I haven't built it, so I'm not real anxious to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you the AGA TD, the new one that's come out. Now, Triangle Vape had a great deal on them for Black Friday, but the TD looks gorgeous. I'm so anxious to get it built so I can tell you guys more, but I'm telling you right now, what came out of the box, I was super impressed with. Really nice little atomizer. There it is there. I will show you under the cap. It's got a nice little drip well there. And the way this works is it gives you adjustable airflow because you can see in the edge of that drip well on the outside, that hole. Oh, there we go. Now it's coming into focus nice. That long slotted hole lines up with the holes in the cap. Now the holes in the cap are still drilled real small in my opinion, but you can drill them out to your liking still. They're going to line up with that and give you adjustable airflow. Pretty cool. And this one is built for dual builds, as you can see from all of the hardware under the hood there. You've got all kinds of options for doing dual builds and so on and so forth. If that's going to...
They need to make these tanks bigger. I want a 10 mil U tank. Now, in terms of weight, is that as heavy as an is?
It's got some weight to it. I'd say it's roughly comparable to an AGAT2. Now, it's a little hard for me to say because I got juice in this one, right? But the size is different. The tank is smaller. So there is the TD next to a T2 to give you some idea. You see the drip tip on top. Okay.
Now, is this a glass or Pyrex? I mean, glass or...
All of the AGATs are glass at this point.
Okay. It's nice.
Yeah, it looks like a good one. I'm really, like I say, looking forward to having that built so I can confirm that. Now, we talked about the Jenny style tanks, and I noticed somebody's talking about Fogger. For the person asking what the best one, what to recommend in terms of tank rebuildable vapes, you gotta go a long way to beat a Fogger in my opinion. I've got a Fogger and a Russian, both built very similar builds, cotton builds, micro coils, slightly different resistances. Okay, the Fogger's running a little hotter than the Russian, but I will tell you this: the Fogger is a quarter price of the Russian, or less. Like you can pay more for a Russian than that, and the Russian might be a little better built, really fine attention to detail. The Fogger is very nicely built. I have no issue with it. Hard for me to tell you which one's better. I gotta say the Fogger is fabulous value for the money. You're looking at like 20, 21 bucks. Great vape. So flavorful. Awesome.
I'm glad you like it because.
Yes, Silent, it has a glass tank, and it's a strangely shaped glass tank. I'm going to take that top cap off. That cap that protects, you can see that graduation there, that little step in the tank. The glass tank actually has a little step in it, okay? My son knocked this off my desk. The cap kind of jammed into it a little bit and is the camera going to pick it up? Knock a little chip out of it right there. There we go. You can kind of see it there, a little chip out of it. I was very fortunate. That was the only damage. It didn't crack. It still holds juice. But I did get a couple of spare tanks in just in case that should ever happen again. Because I'll tell you right now, I do not want to be without this atomizer.
Wow.
I have had no leaking. My LT Z28. No leaking at all from the bottom screw. I'm not having any problems with it. One thing you need to be careful with, and I assume by the bottom screw you're talking about that fill screw. The Fogger has a fill screw in. Oh no, I messed up. The Russian has the fill screw. The Fogger fills from the top. You just take that fill screw out right. Oh, too much light in the camera. There we go. You can see the fill screw there now. There she is. It's the Russian that has the fill screw in the bottom. My apologies. But no, in terms of the 510 connection, no leak whatsoever.
Yeah, when I was able to use the fogger before Nitro stole it from me, it was very good. I liked it. It was really nice. Cotton build.
Now, Scary's asking, I thought it was polycarbonate. No, I'm telling you for sure, the way this broke and what I'm dealing with right here, this is glass. No
Yep.
question.
The fogger tanks are a little they do. I don't know if they're using quartz or whatever, but they're fragile. I saw Walt break one out of 8 meat and just fell over and it shattered.
Yeah.
So be careful, and if you could pick up some replacements, do it.
And I will tell you one thing about this. A friend reported the same thing. When mine came, I don't know if they have the Incredible Hulk putting these things together on the line or what is going on, but this thing was together so tight. The O-rings were so tight against that glass. I didn't think I was going to get it apart, and I did not want to break that tank. So I was working at it and gently twisting and gently pulling and working and just wiggling the tiniest bit.
You
I
work it,
finally,
baby.
I finally put some juice down inside the tank and just tried to get it against that seal as best I could and kind of twist and twist and twist. It took me a long time and patience to get it apart. It was worth it. And then once I had some juice on those rings, of course, now it's easy. My buddy, in getting his apart, broke his tank and had to wait until he got replacements in to use it. But it is a great vape, worth the effort.
Hey, Cap 100 was wondering if the K-Fun 3.1 from Fastech is good. I heard it is almost identical to the original K-Fun, and on top of that, anytime something sells out at Fastech, you better know it's good.
I haven't built it. Same story as the TD. It showed up the same day, and I just haven't had the chance this week to build it.
How's it feel in your hand?
Oh, wonderful. Heavy, nicely made. The threading is smooth. I was asking around because I'm kind of new to these bottom coil tanks, okay? So I was asking around. They told me that what I'm doing in the Russian, whatever I did in there, if I repeat that in here, it's going to work just beautifully. A little trickier to fill, okay? This one wants to push the juice out if you do it wrong. I was advised the way that my buddy and guru is filling them is take the whole top off, fill it up, get that seated on there, and just maybe get sort of like one turn into it, flip it. Don't block any air holes because you're gonna build pressure up in there. Just let it drain out, wait, then tighten it all up, okay? Now what you're doing as you're closing up that chamber, you're pushing air out, okay, instead of juice. You can create basically kind of like an airlock sort of kind of thing in here that will just push all your juice out. The thing will just run. They can be a real pain, but if you do it right and get them set up right, apparently, dandy big. Alrighty.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see what else you got on your blog, girl.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything else. We're kind of flying by the seats of our pants tonight.
What about this I Taste EP kit?
That's a cutie. Let me pull that one up.
I'll
thought this would be a really nice starter kit, to be honest. Because I've got one of the old I Taste kits that took the proprietary little snap-in heads, magnetic. And it's a neat little kit. It's also got one of the heads, one of the pieces that fits into that magnetic that takes a 510. But this was kind of the best of both worlds because it uses essentially an iClear 10. Let me get a picture for you guys. And I see Big Bam's already got the link, so we don't need to worry about that. These the iClear 10s are pretty much the same animal as these tiny little 510X atomizers. And they only hold a mil, but as you guys know, for a beginner vapor, a mil lasts a long time. And these kits are adorable. Let's show you what I'm talking about. They're made
Yeah.
to look like the iTaste wand, but they've got that 510 connector in there. You can see it down in here. Lots of colors, and that little atomizer fits under the pen cap, so you get a really nice, very pocket-friendly, very purse-friendly vape. Now, technically, I haven't had the pleasure of using an iClear 10 myself, but if it does work anything like its little clone cousin here, the 510X, it's going to be a great starter vape.
Right, and I like it because it's completely self-contained. You can chuck it, you're never going to leak it with that thing. You can throw it in your pocket, throw it in your purse, like you said, back pocket. And that's always been a big issue with me, was worrying if your juice is going to spill out. Now, remind you, these are real iTaste EP kits. These aren't knockoffs. These are
Yeah.
these are authentic. So you're gonna have the
Now,
quality is going to be there.
And I was confused about that because they say authentic, but I looked it over and I said, well, they're not saying Innikin anywhere, and it doesn't say Innikin on it. Joe informed me these are coming from the people who make this stuff for Innikin. So yeah, they're authentic, and yeah, they don't say Innikin, and yeah, it's all good.
Right. If people need to understand, Inokin does not make anything. They commission a manufacturer to make their stuff, and then they just slap their name on it. I think it's Eloon, or there's another name of the manufacturer that they just go to and get their stuff made. And so Fastech said, well, I'm not going to pay you crazy prices because your name's on it. We're just going to go to the manufacturer and buy it ourselves. And that's exactly what they did.
And as you can see, like off that tiny, tiny little atomizer, you get decent vapor. That's why I keep this around. It's a handy little carry with. This is what I took with me when I took my son out for Halloween. Walked around the neighborhood with this. Did the job till I got home back to my big toys.
Lutz, L Lutz, hold on, J Lutz 555. There is another home box there for $11. Excellent. This one has its proprietary battery that you could recharge. So if you want to look into that. Yep,
Oh,
those are those.
Big Bam. There's
Yep.
yep.
Oh, it says over at Focal. Yeah, those are nice. I like them. Do you know how much these cost? If you want to buy these in the States, they're like, you're gonna laugh, $15 for 5 of them.
Thereabouts. I've seen them actually even more expensive, but $2.99 is roughly an expected price. And Focal e-cig, for those of you who aren't familiar, I've been featuring them a little bit more and more. They are growing their inventory. And, you know, I like to be careful introducing new China companies. We want you guys to have a good experience every time, right? I have had a couple orders already from them. There will be more. They are very pleasant to deal with, reasonable in ship times. I'm happy with the products I'm getting. No problems at all. They're also telling me that they are able to ship batteries. Now, I did see a notice on their site just recently now that they're only putting 2 batteries in a package just to be safe and to stay under the radar, but their logistics company has told them that they have no issue with batteries and no extra charge. So
That's really great. That's one thing. Tiger is really focusing on a lot of new companies. She basically, I believe, you test every company you pimp, correct? Or mostly test every company you pimp. You bought from China
I
by
can't
Vocal.
test everyone. I would definitely need an expense account.
No, I mean
But
as far as the China ones are concerned.
I
Haven't you?
try. I try. I have personally placed orders and can say that I feel comfortable ordering from Fast Tech, Health Cabin, China Buy, Focal e-cig, and Price Angels. So I do a personal experience with every one of those.
Right. Yeah. See, that's important because Focal, Fastech has the best variety, but sometimes these little places have these weird, odd specials that Fastech doesn't do.
Hmm.
Weird group buys and stuff like that. So,
Well, and Dominator has just mentioned one of them because I haven't seen the 14500 Bagua at Fast Tech yet, and you're asking how this Bagua is. I love it to bits. It is the cutest little, very functional, magnetic switch, by the way, uh, little mod, and so compact. Like let me show you what that's like compared to a Magneto in 650 mode. Okay, now I've got an AGA T or an AGT rather. It's the small titanium Jenny that AG made, that you'd made. It fits perfectly like it was made for that little Bagua. Just a beautiful little atomizer. Let me give you the link. There we go.
yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, I like this little one.
Tiger, can you believe it's 2:33 already?
Oh my gosh, no.
That went so fast. An hour and a half that fast. That was incredible. I can't believe that. But let's do one more, a good one. Let's do one more for you, Tiger. I'm gonna scour your site a second. I'm gonna pull a really nice
Joe's pick, editor's pick.
editor's pick.
All right.
Let's go with the violin.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
that's a fun one. The between the Bagua and the Novice, Dominator, I am not knowledgeable enough on the Novice to have an opinion. So I'll throw it out to the room. Anybody want to jump in? I feel like we need a drum roll or something while you pick your
Oh,
editor's pick.
there's so many of them. I think I'm gonna go with the Atomo on this.
Okay.
What is going on with the Atomo? Well, here's our final deal for tonight. This is the Atomo on VaporJoe's Canada. Now, the Atomo, I've been told this Atomo, which is a $200 mod, this is nothing more than the real Atomo that costs $200 but hasn't been polished. This does not, I'm just warning, this does not have a locking mechanism in it, from what I understand.
That we're aware of, yeah.
Right.
I'm curious about that ring because let's face it, those of you who watch regularly know that I was fooled by the Magneto. And that ring on the bottom, maybe it's like the Magneto and that turns. We'll have to find out more about this one.
But a lot of people were telling me about this, and I did some research, and if you look at the Atomo version, this is an Atomo version 1. The word is that the Atomo version 1 was dumped. It was dumped basically for the version 2, and they want to sell the version 2, so they gave these all up to China without polishing them and said, here you go, have them, sell them for clones, have a good time. They're not serialed. like the other Atamos are, but in our opinion, that's probably better. Not a fan of exact, but I mean, these aren't replicas. From what I'm hearing, these are the real thing. So there's such these weird fine lines. But if you're looking for a nice bottom firing device, this is a wonderful mod. So yeah, go over there, pick one up for 15, 50, 52. Nice looking mod. What do you think, Tiger?
Well, I think it is a really sweet looking mod. I'm actually just doing the research I didn't take the time to do until now. They are saying that if it's a clone of the V1, it does not have a locking ring. So I am mistaken that brass ring I'm looking at there and hoping that was a locking ring, that right there. Apparently it's not. The V1 did not lock, the V2 does. So that
And that
might
shows me
explain, if your theory is correct and these are authentic, why they got dumped so quickly.
right. And think
Maybe.
about it. If you were going to make a clone of the V1, wouldn't you put a locking ring on it? Because you can do it if it's a clone and you're building it from scratch. That's why the V1. That's why a lot of people believe these are just unpolished V1s. But that's just one vapor's opinion. And on that dramatic note, it really flew by tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
incredible. It really, it just, but this whole weekend's been flying by because of the Black Friday sales. And we'll be up again on Monday for all the Cyber Monday deals.
Yeah, stay tuned because we've got more coming and some big names with big sales. Stuff you do not want to miss, so stay tuned.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
So thanks for
So,
being with us here tonight and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
yes,
Get
guys,
some
thank
good
you so much
deals.
for coming out. And everybody thank Tiger. She's been up 3 days straight with no sleep.
Almost. I'm getting cat naps in, but between all this and an extremely busy toddler, yeah, it's been kind of crazy around here.
All right,
All
guys,
right.
so we will talk to you later. See you next week.
Night, night.